All right, guys, we're going to get started. This is my analysis of season 8, episode 3 of Game of Thrones. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. It was wonderful. I loved it. All right, I saw Avengers Endgame this weekend, and then I saw this. I'm sorry. I mean, the Avengers movie is great and all that, and I'm sure people will love it and probably fight me on this, but this is my personal opinion. Game of Thrones came out advertising, oh, we're going to give you suspense and drama and action. Then Game of Thrones comes along and is like, hold my mead, watch this. Oh, it enthralled me more than sitting in the Avengers theater by way more. And that's just personal. I mean, it's not trying to be mean. I mean, Avengers still is a good movie. I mean, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. To each is their own. It's just that I grew up with the comics. I grew up with the original story, and I was wanting to see the original story, not the adaptation that we saw. First impressions always stick with me more so than anything else. So when I first come across something, those impressions, if I like something, they're going to really stick with me and stay with me. So I have a hard time shaking those. So that's just a little personal discrepancy there, but yeah, whew. Season 8, episode 3. Warning, spoilers are ahead. Spoilers! Spoilers. All right. Now, I noticed a lot of comments saying that, hey, it was too dark. Everywhere I go, they're like, it's too dark. It's too dark. It was too dark. Yeah, I had no problem seeing anything. And it's not to, be like, no, 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 or anything like that. No, it's just that I like to offer some recommendations to those that were complaining about it was too dark. A lot of things depend with a television on whether or not it can handle it. Your brand, the type of technology you're using, whether it's LED, LCD, plasma, OLED, QLED, whether it's 4K tech. It all depends whether it has, the upscaling capabilities or not. I mean, there's a lot of things that come into play for this. Another thing is if you're really concerned about darkness or blacks and you're, like dark scenes showing up really well, if you really want to and try to fix that, all you need to do is type down your TV brand and then put it in your search bar in Google and then type up, you want to look up the numbers for it, the model number, and put that in there, and they'll give you optimal settings from professionals that will tell you how to optimally set your TV to better handle picture quality. I mean, some people were just turning up the brightness, and that oversaturates the picture. So, you're getting an oversaturated image. Yeah, you can see, but it's really bright. And I've seen some people do that, in the reaction videos, and it's just like, that's too much for me. So, you might want to check your settings. It all depends on your TVs and whether your TV can handle, the different types of blacks. The hues will blend together. If your TV can't handle different shades of blacks at once, it will just blend everything together and it just make it look really really dark. So it just depends. I would recommend that if you had that issue to go check things out. Just don't turn up your brightness or anything like that. That hurts my eyes. I can't do that. But it was really great. I had no problem seeing what was going on. It was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it. I was captivated from the moment it started all the way up until it ended. I was concerned about Ghost there when the Dothraki ran out there and you see all the lights fading away. And it was like, Ghost, Ghost, Ghost. But then I saw season 8, episode 4's teaser, and I saw Ghost there. And then I saw the other dragon. I was worried about it too, because the other dragon goes down, and you really don't get to see what happens to it. And but you do see it in the preview for next week's episode, and it's there for a brief second. It has a torn wing, and you can see it in the background. Um, People were still sitting there saying that Daenerys is going to be an enemy. I don't think so. If she really wanted the Iron Throne and that was her main goal, she wouldn't have saved Jon on purpose. I mean, one time she did it purposely. She came in with a dragon and burned the people that were coming out there. I mean, she had to directly maneuver her dragon to do that. If she really wanted to get rid of Jon and have the Iron Throne, him dying in battle, that wouldn't have been blinked at, especially with facing that. So I do think that the oh god, the Night King is a pussy. Sorry, I hate to say this, but he knew he couldn't stand a chance with John. That's when he saw John coming up on him, he started raising the dead. He knew he couldn't win with John on a one-on-one battle. I did love how Arya got him at the end. I did love it. I loved it. I mean, I was worried to death when he caught her and then she dropped it. And that was smooth move, girl. Smooth move. Uh, you know, so she got her kill, and it was great. It was glorious. Do I think the Night King is dead? No, no. Something just feels off about that. That was just too simple. Too simple. Something more is going to happen with the Night King. I should say that I could feel safe to say that. I could feel safe to say that because I don't know, something's not setting right, and I just don't know how to place my finger on it. I just know something's there. Maybe that mark on Brant. Maybe he can try to come back through him. I don't know. I don't know how that actually works. I mean, people who read the books are going to have a different interpretation. Like I said, first impressions, are I've heard that the people who've read the books have been upset with this. Sorry, I can't even talk today. Upset with this, but it's like I said with the Marvel movies. It's my first impressions were the comic books. I go by that story. I prefer that story in the comic books over what we got. Even though I thoroughly enjoyed what we got as an adaptation, I just, I wanted to see the original story that I grew up knowing and loved. Just like the people who read Game of Thrones are wanting to see what they grew, read through and thought and saw, and that was their first impressions. That's what they loved. Unfortunately, with the adaptations, you can't get everything 100% accurate. It's been very few and far between that any movie has ever done that. And I think that Watchmen, comic book wise, is the only one that I think. Lord of the Rings, he had even had a lot of stuff taken out of it because I read the books. But it was so long ago since I read the books when the movies came out that I forgot most of the books by the time that the movies came out. So my first impression of that was gone. It has to be a powerful first impression, and with Marvel, it was a powerful first impression because we didn't have internet or anything like that back in the day when I was a kid. You know, we had books, comic books, 3 channels of TV, and good luck. So, yeah, things were a little bit different. So that was my first impression. And that's why it was more important to me as a young kid. I didn't have all these different outlets that everybody and their brother has today. It just didn't exist. I did love how the dragon showed sympathy with Daenerys there at the end. I loved it. That people died, of course. I was really upset when Theon died. He's a great actor. I mean, if you can go from hating him to feeling sorry for him to forgiving him and to loving him, I mean, to just go through the full range of emotions with a person and portray that accurately like he's done, yeah, that's something to speak highly about. So, hate to see him go, and of course the little queen girl that got killed by the giant. Oh man. Oh, but she got hers in. She got hers in. Stabbed her right in the eye. I was like, yeah, I get it. Get that little son of a bitch. You may die, but you taking one out with him. And she did. I mean, it was a great, great, great episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody else did. Like I said, with the problems and complaints with the televisions and darkness, that's something that you're going to have to sit down and figure out on your own. I'm just giving you some recommendations on what to do. But other than that, I'll see you for the next one. Be good or be good at it. Was there something else that I wanted to say? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Did I? Maybe not. Maybe you'll find out in the next episode. Later, people.